Hello. I just wanted to keep this confidential because I need to protect some people that are involved. But this is basically some testimony of how God has been kind to me and merciful to me. I was raised Christian. God showed me miracle after miracle and provision after provision and kindness after kindness. I knew Him and I loved Him with everything I had. There came a time in my life where I was basically just feeling dry and weary and wanting to get married, basically. Anyway, I met a man. I had all these crazy things happen, even dreams that I would marry this man of this nationality. And actually met the man in church. He came and prayed for me, and he was kind. I could see as soon as I looked at his eyes that he didn't read his Bible, and I could see that, he had something wasn't right. But I just decided basically then and there that I liked him. We got married. A lot of things went wrong. His family and I didn't get along. I was immature. His family tried to actually break us up. And then I found, not long into the marriage, that my husband was very heavily addicted to pornography and masturbation. I basically backslid. So I had slept with him. I never slept with anybody else. I slept with him before we got married. He instigated it. And then, because of all the pornography things and my own backsliding, like I did some ungodly sexual things like anal sex and I can't remember what else. Just stuff that I would never have done. Like, to me that's disgusting and wrong. Anyway, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like when I got married to him, I felt things change. Like, I just felt like the anger of God came on me or over me. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, I basically backslid and I felt really trapped. And I didn't react. I reacted in jealousy and trying to control my husband instead of loving him and forgiving him and trying to help him through the pornography stuff. I wanted to leave basically straight away because I felt, to me, that kind of thing, pornography is basically like you're imagining sleeping with somebody else. So to me it's the same thing as going and cheating on somebody. And I didn't understand how it all works and why people get into it, etc. Anyway, I was a total cow. Like, I'd be really controlling, really angry at him all the time, just fault-finding, just really nasty. I was not nice. Just like a spoiled brat, basically. Anyway, I wanted to leave. I felt stuck and like I couldn't leave that early in the marriage. We had a baby. My husband didn't seem to cope with that, and I wanted to leave again because he just didn't get over the pornography stuff. He was flirting with my friends. It was just off the wall. And then we ended up having 2 children. He was after making money. I would have dreams warning me, like basically telling me what he was doing and when he was doing it. My love for God was not where it had been. It was just, I became caught up in vanity, in pleasure, in self-seeking, and making money, and being selfish, basically. Anyway, long story short, I was having dreams about him doing bad things, like sleeping around, etc., and it was all true. Every dream I had was actually true and was basically exactly at the time that he was cheating on me. I was having the dreams about it. So it wasn't until 8 months later, after he'd cheated on me the first time, that he actually confessed what he'd done. It was because he felt convicted by God after he was listening to some preaching, because he'd been raised Christian as well. anyway, I was like, no, I'm going, like, I'm leaving you, you know. And not long after that, I was at my mum's house and I opened up my Bible into this passage, and it talks about, I think it's talking about Israel and Judea, and it says, truly you're a woman who despised her husband and children. And it's basically that God was slapping me in the face and helping me to actually wake up to myself and see my own sins instead of, oh, he's so evil, he's so unfaithful. And I realized it was really true. Like, I really hadn't loved my husband or my children the way I should have. Like, I was really selfish and impatient and just not kind. And so I really woke up that day and basically got my heart right. I also got convicted because I had, with all the sexual sin with my husband going on, I had made friends with a Christian man online on the internet, and he wasn't ever creepy, like he wasn't ever bad to me, but just I had developed feelings for him and thoughts that weren't okay, not for very long, but it was wrong, and I spent way more time talking to him on the internet than I should have, than I should have at all, and I should have been serving my husband and kids and praying for my husband and things like that. So I felt convicted by God to go and confess to my husband, even though we were basically on the way to divorce. And he forgave me for that. Anyway, some pretty full-on spiritual things happened with my husband, and there were times where one time he would lie and lie and lie and lie and lie to my face about everything, about things when I knew I could prove what he'd done, and he'd still lie. And one day he was lying to my face, and I just said, because I'm a Christian, so I know that I have Jesus and his authority, and I just said to him audibly, when he could hear me, I said, I bind that lying spirit in the name of Jesus. And within 2 minutes, he told me the truth. Without me saying anything else, he just told me the truth. And I was like, what? And anyway, God just really showed me to love my enemies. And so through all that time, he would be cheating on me and cheating on me and cheating on me and cheating on me and cheating on me. And I was praying for him, etc. And we weren't living together. Anyway, so I just keep doing kind things for him, praying for him, buying stuff for him, just blessing him and blessing him and blessing him. And one time we were out for dinner and with our kids, and this woman, yet another woman that he had that I didn't know about, was trying to ring him 3 times, and he finally admitted what he was doing, that he was cheating on me yet again. This is when we were trying to work through things, apparently. And I put my arm around him and I said, I forgive you. And I basically felt as if Jesus had sat in my body, and the light, the fire, it was like a fiery love, went right to my fingertips and covered him. And I just felt like I really loved that time. Like I really loved somebody the way Jesus would have loved them. Anyway, long story short, he is still a broken man. Our marriage isn't together, but he still to this day will not let other people speak badly about me. He still calls me a good woman, and he really softened, because he knows that I genuinely love him, not because of what he can do for me, but because I can't help but love people. And I just want to encourage, I know there's so many women that are going through the same thing, there's so many husbands that are addicted to pornography or sleeping around or whatever, to love your enemies. And your in-laws that are just trying to wreck your marriage, and your in-laws that are just being insulting or whatever, is instead of getting caught up in the whole offense and pride and self-righteousness and fault-finding and attack, love them. Go and find something to do for that person that's hurt you the most and love them, because that's what Jesus did for us. When we were the absolute worst, when people were spitting in his face and mocking him, he loved them. And it's the most powerful thing I've ever seen in my life, is to love somebody. It's easy to sit there and talk and not forgive and be mad and go on, you did this and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's easy to be like that. Everyone's like, so many people are offended. The real power is when you can show love to somebody who doesn't deserve it. Anyway, I hope that encourages somebody.